Guru Nation, thank you so much for watching. Make sure you like, subscribe, comment, share. I just wanted to make a quick video, just a reminder, an old school type of YouTube video with an opinion and a reminder of, in clinical research, and probably in every industry, but especially in clinical research, there's a lot of overlap as far as skill sets and as far as people's proclivities and what they prefer to do and affinities for certain things. There's a place for extroverts, there's a place for introverts, there's a place for QA, there's a place for patient interaction, there's a place for paperwork, there's a place for data analytics, there's a place for tech, there's a place for social media. Literally anything you can think of, no matter your background, there's a place for you in clinical research. Now, the thing is, this is what inspired me. Last night's Guru Nation After Dark, myself, Robert Goldman, Chris Sauber, and Darshan Kulkarni, we can do these live streams like past midnight. For Darshan, it was past midnight being on the East Coast. Afterwards, it got me thinking, why are we doing this? Like, why are we could be doing anything else. We're not working. The answer is we enjoy it so much that it doesn't feel like work. And that's something that the ancients called effortless work. The Bible, I'm not necessarily a religious person, but the Bible says he who has the closest to the heart of a child will enter the kingdom of heaven. I think that's kind of pointing to this concept of transforming work into play when you can. And just scrolling through my LinkedIn newsfeed every day, I'm seeing a lot of people complaining, oh, I need a drink, my job is so stressful. And yes, it's not all play. There's a lot of work to be done. But when you could find your passion within this industry, that's when you will feel less stressed. That's when you will feel less of a burden. That's when you will feel like it's less of a job and more of a career. And sometimes you gotta dig deep to find that sweet spot, because you might be at an organization where that's not even possible. And so then you've got to do it. Remember, you got to work on your career. Your career is your business. You don't have to be self-employed to be a business owner. Your career is your business, right? You think about it. You have a social security number. That number generates, it's supposed to generate income for the government. The government treats you as a business. Why don't you treat yourself that way too? And the best way to find sustainability, because a lot of the time to get to the money, you have to persevere. You have to fight through when you don't feel like doing something. And the only way to really guarantee that you can persist long enough to get through the hard part and start monetizing is to find what you're passionate about. And when I was younger, especially in my 20s, I would hear people say, oh yeah, passion. It sounds like a bunch of bullshit. And it can be. Oftentimes it's used in that context. But in my 40s now, I can see it's actually true. And have I done stuff that I don't want to do? Do I still do things I don't want to do? Yeah. Last thing I want to do is go inside SIP and find some document, or have a meeting with one of my staff because they didn't do something right and I got to retrain them, or talk to a monitor because they think we're not doing something right. Of course, not everything's fun and games. This is a business at the end of the day. But on a macro level, I love what I do. And to me, that's the sweet spot. And that's what allows me to go until midnight making videos about research when I could be watching movies or doing anything else. So you need to find your sweet spot. And if you're an employer, you need to empower some of your employees. You want to talk about retention. You need to find what their affinities are and try to align the work so that they can do more of those things. And that's something with a small team, I'm able to experiment here at Yuma Clinical Trials. Some people are more outgoing and like to interact with patients. Others like more systems and devices. Others are somewhere in between. Figure out how to balance play into the work, or better yet, make it so where the play and the work are the same. You know, when you like what you're doing, it doesn't feel like work. When you're having fun, it doesn't feel like work. So your job, if you're an employee at an organization, you need to figure out what's my lane, where is the overlap between my duties and what I like to do, and start going all in on what you like to do, even if it means after working hours, even if it means networking on the side, going to Save Our Sites conference, networking with people on LinkedIn. Because I'm telling you, there are riches in the niches, but in order to get to those riches, you've got to persist, you've got to sustain yourself, you've got to build a network, and let's not forget, you ultimately have to produce value for the ecosystem, or else it's just a hobby. So if you want to get paid on what you enjoy doing, you've got to actually create real value. But you have a better chance getting there and getting through the hard parts if you actually enjoy what you're doing. So if you don't enjoy what you're doing, figure out what you do enjoy doing and start incorporating little by little into your daily work, if possible. And if not, outside of work, and look for switching your work to where you can incorporate more of what you like. And if you don't know what you like, I think you need to start at a site level. I think you need to start at a smaller company where you can be in charge of doing more things or get the opportunity to do more things so that you can then start figuring out your affinities. But most people already have a good idea of what they like to do versus what they don't like to do. Look for those white spaces in this industry because there is money there, and people can always spot who's truly passionate about something versus who's in it just for the money. You want to be the one where people say, yeah, no, this person truly is passionate about it. And not because you fake it till you make it, but because you're actually passionate about it. There's a lot of people out there doing this the right way, but there's many more out there not. And then they're wondering why they're not getting opportunities and why they don't like their jobs. Like, subscribe, comment, share, Guru Nation. Bye-bye.